I wanted to show you how to make cat food today. It's a simple process, really. People think that it's much more complicated than it is. There are lots of recipes that you can follow by veterinarians and so on. I use what's called Easy Complete, which is a complete and balanced formula, making it so simple. There are lots of ways to do it. I've changed my own way many times, but today I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it right now. I do tend to chop the meat. I've pureed it in the past. It just depends on, well, what your cats like, what consistency they like. And Nundy's being cute here. Um, it's just so much better for your cats than is commercial food. Commercial food has so much garbage in it that they don't need. And this, you know what's in it because you've made it. It's healthier. You're going to keep your cats healthy and hopefully they can live longer. So that's why I'm doing this, and I'm going to show you. It's really easy. Okay. So, as you could see from those pictures, the kinds of meat that I use, I try to use a variety because they say that it helps the cat. They get different nutrients from each different kinds of meat. I try to use chicken thighs rather than breast because the thighs have more taurine, which is really good for their heart, than do the breast. I use pork, I use lamb, and I use different kinds of beef. So that's it for today anyway. Sometimes I use different kinds yet. So for today's, that's it. Now everybody's a little bit different with this process. I like to wash the meat before I do anything, and I cook it just very slightly. I worry about bacteria. Lots of people use it totally raw. It just depends upon your comfort level. I cook it at 350 for only about 15 minutes. So I'm going to wash it first and then I will cook it. Because you are using raw meat, I like to have a spray bottle of bleach and water, and I clean my sink really well afterwards and wash my hands. So it's a really good idea. And while it's cooking, I will get the next step cooking. You can see, or getting it ready, I have little helpers here. They all love cat food. While it's cooking, I like to get things a little bit prepared. I get out my blender, and I get out my water. I get out the bowls that I'm going to put the meat in. I use what's called Easy Complete because I do use about 4 pounds of meat. I will use about a cupful of Easy Complete, and as you can see, it's really good. You could use it for raw, totally raw, or cooked, and it's got everything that you need in it. Oftentimes these kind of additives might not include things like liver and hearts and organs and that kind of stuff. This has it all, so it makes it super easy. And it has enzymes in it that are considered really good for your cat as well. And I like to use purified water. You know, I use a lot because these cats, some of them just don't drink enough water. So I do like to add water to their food. The meat has totally been cooked for the 15 minutes that I've allotted for. So I like to save the juices because I'm going to use that. And I put cold water on it to make it stop cooking. Because I only want to cook it really just so that the bacteria is gone, but I still want it basically raw. Make it stop cooking with cold water. So that's that step. So I'm going to let it cool a little bit, and then I'm going to show you the next step. So the next step in this process is that I'm going to be adding the juices to the Easy Complete and the purified water. This is what I use my blender for. So I'm going to start to do that, and I will kind of try to show you. It's a little bit hard as it's just me filming this, so I'm going to do the best that I can. Because I've used about 4 pounds of meat, I'm going to use about a cup of the Easy Complete. And you can see this is the blood. And a little bit of purified water as well, which I will actually even use more of later. And you can see I have my helpers because they just love, love, love when it's cat food making day. So we're going to just blend that up. This is kind of what it looks like when the Easy Complete and the juices are kind of mixed up with the water as well. So I'm going to save that for later, and then I'm going to bring the meat on over. You want to have a nice little place for yourself. Olivia, you're going to have to move, Missy, so that you can chop your meat up. That's loads of fun. It is actually. I kind of enjoy it. I think the cats love it actually, and I think that's why I enjoy it, because it's kind of a fun time. Olivia, you really do not need to be here. So Olivia, get down please. So I'm not gonna make a huge long video of that because it would take too long. It takes me usually close to an hour maybe. I use Tupperware to keep them in. I freeze it. So I'm gonna show you all of that later, but kind of give you an idea. Well, this is just to show you. I like to chop it up. I use a big old cleaver there, and you want to be careful with that. Sometimes I also use scissors. It just depends upon how tough the meat is, and sometimes raw chicken is really kind of tough. But I just wanted to show you this because it shows you that they're just bite-sized pieces. Now this again, it just depends upon your cats. I like to use chunks because it's said to help clean their teeth. It's good for their teeth, cleans them up, and helps with that process. As you know, I also brush their teeth every day. But sometimes some cats like the puree, and that's easy to do either in a food processor or a blender with the juices and water too. So that's just a preference. And again, here are my little helpers. They just love helping. They love cat. So the next step I wanted to show you was that I chopped them all up, and I put them all in the Tupperware. I have enough for a whole week. And this time I separated the meat. Oftentimes I just throw them all in, but this time, just for fun, doing it a little different, separating the meat. So now I'm going to add sardines to the mix, and I will open that and chop it up and add them in too. Sardines are considered really, really good for cats. You don't want to do it too often because of mercury, but because they're so little, the mercury isn't such a problem in sardines, and the omega are really, really good for them. So that's the next step that you want to do. And you see my little helpers here, loving cat food making day, is your Easy Complete, which is mixed with the blood and the liquids from the meat and your purified water. So you want to, I get a scooper and just kind of scoop it into the Tupperware that has the meats and the sardines into, and each one gets about a scoop. They love it. They love this day. I think it's their favorite day of the week, because oftentimes while I'm chopping, I will give them some pieces. They're being so cute. They're so helpful. If I have leftover like I do this time around, I'll just continue. Why not? The more the better. Really, really good for them. Does it look good, honey? She says it does. It looks yummy. And I know it is. It's my favorite. I had absolutely no problem transitioning my cats to raw and homemade food. Some people say that they have. And if you do, then just go slowly. You know, you might want to mix it into their canned food. However it works for you. But I've never had any issues. My cats love it. See, that's that. Oh, I know, it looks so good. And then you just want to put the lids on them. And then when the lids are on, I will put it into the freezer. And that's that. That's the whole process. So you see, that's it. And then it goes into the freezer for each day, and we have 2 meals a day. And they love it. That's how to make cat food. It's simple as that. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Bye for now. Thank you.